Good evening, America. I would like to announce on this Wednesday afternoon that I shall be embarking on a continuation of my Reality Bites 2 script. Let's start at the scene in the bar. Troy is up on stage playing some songs with his band, and Michael is having some drinks with Vicky and Leilana. Troy finishes the set and begins talking to Michael, Leilana, and Vicky. My version of the scene is a rewrite embellished by me to reflect my romantic and narcissistic desires. Excuse me, Leilana, but what is Michael doing here? He decided to drop in. Nice said, Michael. I'm here to fly Leilana and I to New York City. I edited her documentary and I would like to premiere it at different theaters there. I didn't agree to that. I thought that after seeing what I did with your documentary, you would most certainly be interested in going to New York City with me. To give people an opportunity to see what a wonderful filmmaker you are. I don't like what you have done with it at all. You edited out all the parts that are supposed to show the dramatic arc of my happiness, sadness, inner searchings, yearnings, life goals, romantic longings, and philosophical ruminations, and sensationalized it to make it marketable to Philistines. When the checks start coming in, you'll be more than happy with my product, I'm sure. My artistic integrity is the most valuable commodity there is. I know I'm going to be able to succeed with this eventually. If you stick with me, I can guarantee you instant success. I'm looking for artistic success. If I can achieve that, the money will follow. What about me? Go with me and you will travel the world with my rock band. So far, you have only toured the local coffee houses. All of a sudden, the former lover of Leilana shows up to speak to them. His name is Mike Meyer, and he has come to try to get their romance started again. Hi, Leilana. Mike? I don't believe my eyes. You didn't think I'd forget about you, did you? I haven't forgotten about you, Mike. So how have you been? Who is this guy? Oh, pardon me, Troy. This is Mike. We go way back. What do you do, Mike? I'm in a rock band and I run a theater company. This evening, we're going to be putting on a performance of William Shakespeare plays. Would you like to come? Sure, I would. I would like to tell you people something else that is very interesting. You people are archetypal characters in a script. The real-life characters who portray you can be visited if you come with me. Really? Yes, it's a fact. In real life, my character is being played by a guy who also has the name Mike Meyer. The Leilana Pierce character is being played by Winona Ryder. In real life, Mike Meyer is very close to realizing his dream of meeting Winona Ryder, the woman he feels that he is preordained to consummate his love with. The consummation of his love would confer immortality to both of them. True love has that power. Let's go see the play tonight. Are you people with me on this? Everybody nods their approval and they go to see the performance. Here's an excerpt from it. We continue. Let's get out my Shakespeare book. Let's get some Shakespeare action going. Wait, okay, wait. Let's see. Yeah, The Taming of the Shrew. Okay, The Taming of the Shrew. Just because I like the title. Farewell, monsieur traveler. Look you lisp and wear strange suits. Disable all the benefits of your own country. Be out of love with your nativity and almost chide God for making you that countenance you are, or I will scarce think you have swam in a gondola. Exit Jack. Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You, a lover, and you serve me such another trick, never come in my sight more. My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise. Break an hour's promise in love. He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts. I got nobody in the audience. So it's basically like performing to myself. But it's good practice. Okay. Pardon me, dear Rosalind. Nay. And you be so tardy? Come nor in my sight. I had as lief be wooed of a snail. Of a snail! Aye, of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointure, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him. What's that? Why, horns, which such as you are fain to be beholding in your wives for? But he comes armed within his fortune, and he prevents the slander of his wife. Virtue is no horn maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous. And you are my Rosalind. It pleases him to call you so, but he hath a Rosalind of a better leer than you. Come, woo me, for now I am in a holiday humor and like enough to consent. What would you say to me now? I would kiss you before I spoke. Nay, you were better speak first. And when you are gravelled for your lack of matter, you might take occasion to kiss. Very good orators, when they are out, they will spit. And for lovers lacking, God warn us. Matter, the cleanliest shift is the kiss. How if the kiss be denied? Then she puts you to entreaty, and there begins a new matter. Who could be out, being before his beloved mistress? Marry that should you, if she were your mistress, or I should think my honesty ranker than my wit. What of my suit? No, out of your apparel, and yet not out of your suit. Are you not my Rosalind? I take some joy to say you are, because I would be talking of her. Well, in her person, I say, then in mine own person, I die. All right, that was the Taming of the Shrew. I had a little Taming of Shrew. No, wait a minute. That wasn't the Taming. What? That was As You Like It? The Taming of the Shrew. Okay, I'll do this one. I thought I saw a line that I liked. Wait. Hmm? You lie in faith, for you are called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the cursed. But Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom, Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate. For dainties are all Kates, and therefore, Kate, take this of me, Kate of my consolation. Hearing thy mildness praised in every town, the virtues spoke of and the beauties sounded. Yet not so deeply as to these belongs, myself am moved to woo thee for my wife. Moved, good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence, I knew you at the first. You were a movable. Why? What's a movable? A jointy stool? What is it? The hell's that say? Thou hast hit it. Asses are made to bear, and so are you. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit chauvinistic. I guess Shakespeare. It says, "Women are made to bear, and so are you. No such shade as you. If me, you mean." Okay. Okay. Oh, alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee. For knowing these to be but young and light. So that's a good line. Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be. Should be, should, buzz. Well, ta'en, and like a buzzard. Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall a buzzard take thee? As for a turtle, as he takes a buzzard. Come, come, you wasp. I faith you are too angry. If he waspish, best beware my sting. My remedy is to then to pluck it out. Aye, if the fool could find it where it lies. Who knows not where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail, in his tongue. Whose tongue? Yours. If you talk of tails, and so farewell. What, with my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again. I am a gentleman. That I'll try. I swear, I kid you not. I'm reading Shakespeare right now. I didn't write this. This is Shakespeare. Okay. I swear I'll cuff you if you strike again. So may you lose your arms. If you strike me, this is a pretty violent scene. You are no gentleman, and if no gentleman, why then no arms. I guess Shakespeare has some like a sense of black comedy too, like oh, Harold Cates. Oh, put me in thy books. What's your credit, huh? A combless what? So Kate will be my hen. You crow like a craven. Hey, come, Kate, come, you must not look so sour. It is my fashion when I see a crab. Why, here's no crab. And therefore, look not sour. There is, then show it me. Had I glass, I would. What you mean, my face? Well aimed of such a young one. Now, by St. George, I am too young for you, yet you are withered. 'Tis with cares. Nay, hear you, Kate. In sooth, you scape not so. I chaff you if I tarry. Let me go. No, not a whit. I find you passing gentle. 'Twas told me you were rough and coy and sullen. And now I find report a very liar. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, but slow in speech, yet sweet as springtime flowers. Thou canst not frown, thou canst not look askance, nor bite the lip as angry wenches will. Nor hast thou pleasure to be cross in talk, but thou with mildness entertainst thy wooers. With gentle conference, soft and affable. Why does the world report that Kate doth limp? O slanderous world, Kate like a hazel twig be straight and slender, and as brown in hue as hazelnuts, and sweeter than the kernels. Oh, let me see thee walk. Thou does not halt. Go, fool, and whom thou keepst command. Did ever Diane so become a grove as Kate, this chamber with her princely gate? Oh, be thou, Diane, and let's do another one. That was a Taming of the Shrew. Okay. How about Antony and Cleopatra? Nah. Prince of Tyre, Pericles, Cymbeline. I'll do Antony and Cleopatra. Still no viewers. Okay. I do not much dislike the matter, but the matter of his speech. For it cannot be. We shall remain in friendship, our conditions so differing in their acts. Yet, if I knew what hoop should be hold us stanch from edge to edge, oh, the world, I would pursue it. Give me leave, Caesar. Speak, Agrippa. Thou hast a sister by thy mother's side. Admired Octavia. Great Mark Antony is now a widower. Say not so, Agrippa. If Cleopatra heard you, your reproof were well deserved of rashness. I am not married, Caesar. Let me hear Agrippa further speak. Will Caesar speak? Not till he hears how Antony is touched with what is spoke already. What power is in Agrippa? If I were to say Agrippa, be it so. To make this good? The power of Caesar and his power unto Octavia. May I never, to this good purpose that is so fairly shows, dream of impediment. Let me leave thy hand. Further this act of grace, and from this hour, the heart of brothers govern in our loves and sway our great designs. There is my hand. A sister I bequeath you, whom no brother did ever love so dearly. Let her join to our kingdoms and our hearts and never fly off our loves again. Happily, I don't think I'm sorry. What is his strength by land? Great and increasing, but by sea? He rules. It's pretty deep. Okay. So is the fame. Would we had spoke together? Haste we for it. Yet ere we put ourselves in arms, dispatch we the business we have talked of. With most gladness. She's a triumphant lady, if report be squared to her. When she met Mark Antony, she pursed up his heart upon the river of Cydnus. There she appeared indeed, or my reporter devised well for her. I will tell you. The barge she sat in, like a burnished throne. Burned on the water, purple the sails, and so perfumed that the oars were silver, which to the tune of flutes kept and the water, which. All right, that was enough of that one. Whatever that. It's got to be stuff I like to read. Okay. A Midsummer Night's Dream. Much Ado About Nothing. The Comedy of Errors. Measure for Measure. The Merry Wives of Windsor. Measure for Measure. King Richard II. Romeo and Juliet. Still my favorite one. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks as she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business to entreat her eyes, to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars, as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright. The birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand? Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand. That I might touch that cheek. Ay me, she speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being over my head, as a winged messenger of heaven unto the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him, when he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air. O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn by love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this? It is but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, not a Montague. What's a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, so Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself. I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth, I never will be Romeo. What man art thou, that thus be screened in night, so stumblest on my counsel? So she was trying to test him. She was trying to test his integrity by a name. I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word. My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague? So I had a listener, a viewer, but they must have left because the title of my YouTube live stream is California Beach Titty Fuck, and I'm reading Romeo and Juliet. They thought they were going to get something dirty. Little did they know. Okay. Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike. How canst thou hither tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here. With love's light wings I do overperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do, that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me. If they do see thee, they will murder thee. Alack, there lies more pearl in thine eyes than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity. I would not for the world they saw thee here. I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes, and but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love. By whose direction foundst thou out this place? By love that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far as the vast shore washed with the farthest sea. I should have ventured for such merchandise. Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek. For that which thou hast heard me speak tonight, fain would I dwell on form. Fain deny what I have spoke, but farewell compliment. I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet, if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false at lovers' perjuries. They say Jove laughs. Oh, gentle Romeo, I thought thou was love. Pronounce it faithfully. Or, if you thinkest I am too quickly won, I'll frown and say, nee they. So thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair in truth, fair Montague, I am not fine. I am too fine, and therefore thou mayest think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess. But that thou overheardst, ere my true love's passion, therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love with the dark night hath so discovered. Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow, that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops. Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconsistent moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable. What shall I swear by? Do not swear at all. Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self. What is the God of my idolatry? And I'll believe thee. If my heart's dear love, well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be. Ere one can say light and sweet good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, as sweet repose and rest. Come to thy heart as that within my breast. Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied? What satisfaction canst thou have tonight? The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine. I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I were to it were what? And yet I would it were to give again. Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love? But to be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish, but for the thing I have, my bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. Nurse calls within. I hear some noise within. Do. Anon, good nurse, sweet Montag, be true, stay but a little. Oh, blessed night, I'm afeard. Being a night, all this is but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial. Re-answered Juliet above. 3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. That thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow, by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite. I come out. To cease, I sue, and leave me to my grave tomorrow. So 1,000 times good night. 1,000 times the worst to want thy light. Love goes towards love. Hiss, Romeo, hiss, of her Faulkner's voice, to lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse, and may not speak aloud, else would I tear the cave where echo lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine, with repetition of Romeo's name. Romeo! It is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears. Romeo. At what o'clock tomorrow shall I send thee? By the hour of 9. I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back. Let me stand here till thou remember it. I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company. And I'll stay to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but thee. 'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone. And yet no farther than a wanton's bird, that lets it hop a little from her hand. like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving jealous of his liberty. I would I were thy bird. Sweet sword I, yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night, good night. Parting such sweet sorrow. Shall I say good night till it be morrow? Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace, so sweet to rest. Hence, ghostly fun. The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. At half an hour she promised return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's heralds should be thoughts, which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. Therefore do nimble pinioned doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind's swift Cupid wings. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey. From 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would be bandy her to my sweet love. But old folks, many feign as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. What? Oh, God, she comes. Oh, honey nurse, what news hast thou met with him? Send him away. Peter, stay at the gate. Now, good nurse, oh Lord, why lookest thou sad? Thou news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face. I am aweary. Give me leave a while. Fee, how my bones ache. What a jaunts have I had. I would thou hadst my bones, and I thy news. Now come, I pray thee, speak good. Good nurse, spake. Jesus, what is? Can you not stay a while? Do you not see that I'm out of breath? How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? Get it? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale that thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll say the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is it good or bad? Well, you have made a simple choice. You know now how not to choose a man. Romeo, no, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his leg excels all men's. And for a hand, and a foot, and a body, though they be not to be talked on, yet they are past compare. He's not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him a gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What have you dinced at home? No, no. But all this did I know before. What says he of their marriage? What of that? Lord, how my head aches. What a head I have. Your love says like an honest gentleman. Trying to find some dialogue I want to read. Wait, not that. Not that. Let's see. Scene 2, Capulet's Orchard. Enter Juliet. Gallop apace, you fairy-footed steeds, towards Phoebus's lodging, such a wagoner as Pharthion would whip you to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaway's eyes may wink, and Romeo leap. Lovers concede to their amorous rights by their own beauties. Or if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, civil knight, thou sober-suited matron, all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match, played for a pair of stainless maidenhoods. Hood my unmanned blood bathing in my cheeks with thy black mantle, till strange love grown bold. Think true love acted simple modesty. Come, knight, for thou... Why dost thou wring thy hands? Ah, well a day. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. We are undone, lady. We are undone. Alack the day. He's gone. He's killed. He's dead. Can heaven be so envious? Though heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, who would ever thought it? Romeo, what devil art thou, that thou torment me thus? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but. And that bare vowel I shall poison more. than the death-darting eye. I am not if I were there such a thing. Or those eyes shut that makes the answer. If he be slain, brief sounds determine my wheel. I saw the wound. I saw it with mine eyes. God save the mark. Here, on his manly breast, a piteous course, a bloody, piteous course. Pale, pale as ashes, all bedaubed in blood, all in gore blood. I swoonded at the night. Oh, break my heart, poor bankrupt, break it once, to prize my eyes neither on liberty, vile earth, to earth resign, and molten hair, and thou and Romeo pressed on heavy bear. Oh, Tybalt, Tybalt, the best friend I had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that ever I should live to see thee dead. What storm in this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead? My dearest cousin and my dearest lord, then dreadful trumpets sound the general doom. For who is living if those two are gone? Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood? It did. Alas, the day it did. Oh, serpent heart, head with a flowering face, did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, dove-feathered raven, wolfish ravening lamb, despised substance of divinest show, just opposite to what thou justly seemst, a damned saint, an honorable villain. O nature, what hast thou to do in hell? When thou didst bower at the spirit of a fiend, in mortal paradise of such sweet flesh. Was ever book containing such a vile matter, so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace. There's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men, all perjured, all forsworn, all naught, all dissemblers. Where's blistered be thy tongue for such a wish? He was not born to shame. Upon his brow, shame is ashamed to sit. For 'tis a throne where honor may be crowned. Sole monarch of this universal earth. Oh, what a beast was I to chide at him. Will you speak well of him that you killed your cousin? Shall I speak of him that is my woman? Ah, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name? When I, the 3 hours wife, mangled it. But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my wife. Back, foolish tares, back to your native spring. Your tributary drops belong to woe. which you, mistaking, offer up to joy. My wife lives that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead that would have slain my wife. But Pressman, that's a long one. Okay, let's just weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corse. Will you go to them? Thither. What the hell does that mean? What's that word? Wash they his wounds with tears. Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry. For Romeo's banishment, take up these cords, poor ropes, you are beguiled. Both you and I, for Romeo is exiled. He made for you a highway to her bed. But you were a maid, dear warden, widowed. Come, cords, come, nurse, up to her wedding bed. And death, not Romeo. He to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. Oh, find him. Give him this ring from Juliet. Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale and not the lark that pierced the fearful howl of thine ear. Nightly she sings on yon pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale. It was the lark, the herald of the morn. No nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die. Yon light is not daylight, I know it. It is some meteor that the sun exhales. To be to thee this night a torchbearer, and light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet, thou needst not be gone. Let me be put to death. I am content, so wilt have it so. If say you gray is not the morning's eye, 'tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. Nor that is not the lark whose notes do beat the vaulty heaven so high above our heads. It is, he has begone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Some say the lark and loath toad change eyes. Oh, now, I would they had changed voices too. Since arm from arm that voice doth as a fray, hunting thee hence with hunts up to the day, oh now be gone. More light and light it grows. More light and light, more dark and darker. Enter nurse. Madam? Nurse? Your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about. Then window, let day in and let life out. Farewell, farewell. One kiss and I'll descend. Art thou gone so long? Oh, thinkest thou we shall ever meet again? I doubt it not. In all these woes, for sweet discourses and oh God, methinks I see thee. Now thou art below, as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails or thou lookest pale. And trust me, love, in my eyes so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood, adieu, adieu. Who is it that calls? It is my lady mother. Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither? Enter Lady Capulet. Why, how now, Juliet? Madam, I am not well. Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst, thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done some grief shows so much of love. But much of grief shows still some want of wit. Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss. So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend, which you weep for. Feeling so the loss, I cannot choose but ever weep the friend. Well, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death as that the villain lives which slaughtered him. What villain, madam? That same villain, Romeo. Villain? And he be many miles asunder. God pardon him. I do with all my heart, and yet no man like he doth grieve my heart. That is because the traitor murderer lives. Ay, madam, for the treach of these my hands would none but I might venge my cousin's death. We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not. Then weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua, where that same banished Renegade doth weave. I shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt company, and I hope thou wilt be satisfied. Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo or with Juliet till I behold her. Madam, you found that Romeo should, upon receipt thereof, soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, and cannot to wreak Tybalt upon his body that hath slaughtered him. Now by St. Peter's Church and Peter too, he shall not make me there. I wonder at this haste that I must wait. When the sun sets, the air doth drizzle dew. But for the sunsets, I find the lines that I want to read. If I might trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. Sits lightly in his throne, and all this day an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think, and breathes such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. Ah, me, how sweet is love itself possessed, when but love's shadows are so rich in joy. News from Verona! How now, Balthasar? Dost thou now bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How fares my Juliet? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well. Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Campbell's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it to you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my office. Is it e'en so? Then I defy you, stars. Thou knowest by lodging ink and paper, and hired post horses. I will hence tonight. I do beseech you, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure. Tush, thou art deceived. Leave me and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar? No, no matter. Get thee gone and hire those horses. I'll be with thee straight. Exit Balthasar. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. O mischief, thou art swift to enter the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts dwells, which late I noted, in tattered weeds, with overwhelming brows, calling off simples, meager were his looks. Sharp misery had worn him to the bones. And in his needy shop a tortoise hung, an alligator stuffed, and other skins of ill-shaped fishes, and about his shelves, a beggarly account of empty boxes, of green earthen pots, bladders, and musty seeds, remnants of pack thread and old cakes of roses were thinly scattered to make up a show. Noting this penury, to myself I said, and if a man did need a poison now, whose sale is present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. Oh, the same thought did before run my need. And this same needy man must sell it me. As I remember, this should be the house. Being holiday, the beggar's shop is shut. What ho apothecary? Who calls so loud? Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. Hold, there is 40 ducats with it. Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any that he utters them. Okay, so that was enough of Shakespeare for the evening.